So guess what button I just pushed for that little move?
What? What?
Huh?
What? Which
What?
move?
That little that you just did.
What? Oh, okay. I thought you did something else.
Huh?
You did some kind of. You did. I thought you did some kind of move, and I'm
No.
like, oh, did you record something that I said? No.
No, no. I just recorded you doing that.
That's my diva look.
Yeah, your diva look.
Wheels on fire, rolling down the road. Let's go to buy my next of kin, or this wheel shall explode.
So, so
Yes.
just so we kind of move along. Hi, how are you?
Did you record?
Yeah.
Oh, you did record it. Okay,
Oh
sorry.
my god.
Okay, can you
Okay.
start again? Start
Okay.
again.
Okay.
Start
Okay.
again. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Wait.
It's fine. It's
Wait. All right.
fine.
All right. You ready? Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. So hey, Anthony, what's going on?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Being on the show.
What? Yeah, I know. It's so good to be on the show that I haven't done in like
It's
months.
fine. Fine. Don't.
But obviously, you, Emma, and a lot of other people have been asking for it. So you basically have drugged me out of retirement for maybe like the second series. I really tend to like think of this sort of like how Doctor Who kind of like takes a break mid-season, and then you just pick up back from there. So hopefully people will kind of
Yes.
like get into the swing of it. Just sort of be like, oh, okay, this is season one part two. So so yeah,
Yeah.
so but it's been crazy over here. Like we had the polar vortex that we're dealing with, so I had a
I
plenty
heard
of
about that.
yeah. I
Wow.
mean, is it affecting you over there? Are you like getting
No. It's
okay?
actually we have beautiful weather over here.
So it's
This
it's
it's like it's warm,
uh-huh.
and it's never warm. It's never been like this ever. We have like literally when it's like New Year's Eve,
Uh-huh.
we go out and we have to like put on massive amounts of clothes and
Oh yeah.
coats and scarves and like everything, like
Mhm.
gloves and everything, and we like stand like this and watch the fireworks. And I'm like, I can't take this anymore. And you have to come in back in. And seriously, every single year. So it's like, okay, we're just gonna stand on the veranda and
Uh-huh.
overlook the view of other houses and other people. Like, oh, okay, that looks good. Okay, now I can't. And they just go back in. So this year, I was like standing outside with just a coat,
Uh-huh.
looking at the fireworks and watching my niece having a good time with firing her fireworks. And yeah, it was actually really good weather this year. And it sometimes comes a little snow, but at some point it just melts away. I
Oh.
go for the morning walks that I take. It's like warm, so I don't have to put on a lot of clothes or like barricade myself in the house later on.
Yeah. I
So
don't I
strange.
don't know
So strange.
whether it was like you or it was somebody else that no it was George oh god, I'm gonna mess up. George Takei. That's how you say it instead of Takai. I think yeah, it is George Takai. No, George Takei. All right, pop quiz. Come on, come on, come on.
Okay.
How's good? How good is your Japanese? Is it George Takei or George Takai? It's your call.
Oh God. I have a friend in Texas, I think.
Hmm.
So yeah, his name was very similar to one that you gave right now. So I was like thinking, are you channeling him? Are you referencing him? I was like, oh, of course, George. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm the worst homosexual ever.
Are-
Damn, damn
I
it
don't,
all. So,
I don't think so. I mean, probably like a couple of Republicans got you beat there, but
we don't.
but no. He shared like a picture of the of Sharknado, but it was
Yeah.
versus polar vortex. So it was a tornado with the
Oh, I saw
sharks
that one.
coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the little polar bears coming out of the other one. It
I
was
know,
pretty.
I know.
It's pretty funny.
Actually, I was flipping through Netflix
Uh huh.
on my TV because there's like this app. So
Yeah.
in internal app on the TV, so I
Okay.
can like, access Netflix on the TV.
Okay.
And I think, yeah, I actually found Sharknado,
Yeah.
and I heard, of course, like remember Gamer X, everyone was talking about it,
Yeah.
Pandora Box and everything,
Yeah.
and everyone. I still haven't seen it,
Oh
but I
my.
think I saw maybe 5 seconds. I was like, no, I turned it off. I was like, no, 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 no,
Oh my
no.
goodness. That takes a
Five
lot because
seconds.
you basically like you do a pretty good job keeping up with like all the different movies and stuff that come out. Like usually something will be announced and then Anthony 5 minutes later, oh, I'm watching it right now.
I'm watching it right now. Yeah, of course. But this is the thing with me. I don't watch trailers.
Oh, okay.
I never. I think the last trailer I saw of a movie was maybe back when I was like 13, 14, maybe 12 years old or something
Oh
like that.
wow.
I don't watch trailers. I can't take it. I maybe want to watch one trailer. I think the last trailer that I saw was of Gravity,
Hmm.
but that wasn't more uh, like I didn't have the thought of, oh, I'm actually watching a trailer. I was looking at it because I was like, oh, so I'm hearing a lot about this movie, so I want to know a little more about it. Of
Yeah.
course, that's what the trailer is.
Yeah.
But for me, trailers back in the day was basically saying, basically just telling what the movie is going to be about,
Yeah.
and they usually show so much that you feel like, oh, I already seen the movie. I don't need to go to the cinema or buy the Blu-ray or anything.
Yeah.
I know exactly what it's going to be, and like, no, I'm bored already.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
kind of random, but
Kind
who
of
cares?
random. Yeah.
Whatever.
But
Yeah.
with all the snow days and everything that we have over here, I've been kind of like catching up with some video games. I've been putting in some time with Unchained Blades on 3DS,
Mhm.
and then there was a couple that I actually got with some Christmas money. I got Killer is Dead, Wonderful 101, which I've been playing on the Wii U. What sort of games have you been playing lately?
Me. Remember Me?
Yeah.
On the PlayStation 3. I absolutely love the game. From the moment I turned it on, I had a feeling that this was going to be a very good game.
Uh-huh.
Of course, when I started talking about it on social media and the blogging and Twitter and Google Plus, people were like, "Oh no, we hate that game. How can you like that? It's such an abomination." And I was like, "Excuse me, no. No, you're not gonna talk. If I have a favorite game, you're
Uh-huh.
not gonna be talking shit about my game." Because I really, really liked the game. There were so strong characters. I really felt like it was really strange because I I don't know how to explain it.
Hmm.
There's certain games I just played because I just like it,
Mhm.
because of the graphics or the music, because I'm a huge fan of good video game music. I
Yeah.
mean, Journey, man, I had tears. I was a mess.
Oh my god.
Because I was like, oh no, it's a song again. Oh, even on my one sec, even
Uh-huh.
on my MP3 player,
Oh
when I
yeah.
listen to, I'm like, oh god, I have to be careful. Oh my god, people are gonna look at me crying when I'm outside.
You're
So
on the bus and mascara is running down your face.
exactly, the mascara, the foundation just falls down. Exactly, and puffy red eyes, looking like
Uh-huh.
I've smoked weed or something like
Oh
that.
my god.
It's a whole concoction of fucked up mess. Exactly. Anyways, the game was really good. I really liked the musical score
Uh-huh.
and graphics. I actually liked. The characters had a really strong persona and personality, and even their story and the background story was so good. And even the story itself,
Mhm.
I felt like this is actually going to be a very good game.
Yeah.
And of course, I really started during the game. As the game was progressing, I really felt a connection between myself and the characters, because that's when I really think it's a good game, because when you can actually feel you can feel what is going on. It emotionally affects you,
Mhm.
or mentally or emotionally, it's affecting you, and
Mhm.
it really did. And I really got so sad at the end with Edge. I'm not gonna say anything what goes on at the end,
Mhm.
because there's probably people that haven't played it yet, so I'm not gonna spoil it. But
Okay.
yeah, I was like, oh no, why?
Yeah.
So I think I basically spoiled something.
Oh
Sorry.
no, that's all
No,
right.
it's
That's
okay.
all right.
It's okay.
I think
Well,
I think you've been.
some drama is, so we can just call it drama because the game
Uh,
is full of drama,
it's full of
very
drama.
very full of drama, and I like the
Nice.
whole concept of a neo Paris futuristic because the scenery in the game that you can walk through,
Mm,
like accessible to you, is very like Parisian because when I was in France, it actually looks like it.
yeah.
It looks very Parisian and very like modern right now.
Yeah.
But like the scenery behind it, it's very neo-ish because you can actually feel like it's a good blend of what
Mm,
it's actually trying to portray.
mm,
So I've been playing Remember Me, the Mario games on Nintendo 3DS,
mm,
Journey. I finished also Limbo because there was one thing that I really was bugging the hell out of me, and I
mm.
finally found out how to do it.
Oh.
Especially the end. My God, that end was so difficult. I was this close to throwing my controller at the screen. I was like, "Oh damn it! I don't want to do this anymore."
Did
But
you
I found how to
did
do
you have
it.
to like Google it or anything like that? Are you that type of person, or you just kind of like try
I
to
try
hammer things out?
to. I
Okay.
try not to, but sometimes I was like, "Okay, you know what? I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
This is just wrong. I'm constantly getting killed. This kid is getting decapitated in all kinds of ways, and ain't no, ain't about it." So exactly. So what I did was that I finished it,
Uh-huh.
and I've also been going back to Infamous 2 because with the whole the next game coming out, the Infamous Second Son is coming out.
Yeah.
I think it's actually in 2 months or 3 months.
Yeah.
It's to come out. So I really wanted to finish the evil missions because
Hmm.
I went through with the good side of the game first, and now I wanted to see, okay, how would the game end if I just become a complete douchebag during the whole game?
Yeah.
So I finished the game in about 3 days, I think,
Uh-huh.
and I did all of the evil missions, and then went over to the side missions.
Hmm.
And during just walking the streets and everything, I just go mad and start draining people's energy and killing them, massive killing. I think
Oh
just
wow.
they I found those ionic drains that you
Uh-huh.
just drain people's energy.
Yeah.
It was a mission someone had made, a UGC,
Hmm.
of a bunch of people or civilians, and you have to kill them all. That's
Yeah.
basically the point of the whole mission.
Yeah.
And of course, what I did was I just stood right in the middle, and of course did the drain.
Uh-huh.
The game started having hiccups because it was having trouble doing all of this graphical things. So it actually was like thinking, is the my PS3 going to explode soon? So later I was like, oh, impressive! You got to drain 67 people. So that's
Oh
basically
wow.
record to date. Other than that, what more games have I played? Child of Eden,
Hmm.
yeah, all more like old school games, and of course Tekken Revolution,
Uh-huh.
and all of course the other Tekken games as well. I love Tekken.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you and Emma were like pretty big Tekken fans the last time that you were talking. Like, do you have any favorite girls in Revolution?
Revolution, Lily,
Oh,
because
okay.
I want her,
Yeah.
Zafina
Yeah.
because she's a bitch. And people hate her for some odd reason. I have no idea why they hate her,
Hmm.
but I just think there's something about her poise and her mentality and just creeping up to you and doing this reptilian kind of attitude, and her fingers. It's like this dance movement. It's just beautiful looking at her, and
Yeah.
her way finishing off her moves and basically breaking people's backs is actually, sorry to say this, but it's actually very kind of beautiful looking at it. It's like, oh, okay, that's really nice because it's so
Uh-huh.
artistic,
Yeah.
and she wants to kill people. So,
Yeah. I think that
whoop,
that's.
whoop.
I think that that's one of like the best things about like violence in video games. Like, if there is a best thing, like you can sort of have sort of like this really sort of like artsy sort of presentation over. It's not just blood just spattering all over the place, or even if it is, it's just that the fountains just are just so beautiful. It's wonderful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking about blood, I actually got no, not Left for Dead. What is it called?
Dead Rising.
Yeah, there you go. Dead Rising 2.
Okay.
I played it. I maybe played a few hours or something, and I was
Oh.
like, no, I don't
Oh.
want to play this
Which
anymore.
which one did you? So you just got Dead Rising 2, or there's also the other one that has Frank West in it. Did you see that one?
I actually have no idea.
Yeah. There's.
Such a bad gamer, I know. Oh my god.
Oh no, you're not. No, you're
I'm
not.
such a bad gamer.
Oh my god, dude! Can we even like touch on like some of your like cosplay projects that you have going on right now? I know that you're kind of
Oh, custom projects.
teasing on
Oh yeah,
Facebook.
tease.
Yeah.
Um, well, I started again cosplaying. Oh, I don't remember how old I was. I think it was maybe like 2007. I
Mhm.
think I started 2000. Yeah, 2007 or eight. I think it was. I started doing characters that I really liked and felt like, oh, that's basically lot like myself, and
Yeah.
um, I tried to go for characters that wasn't overdone or like done to death by other people. So I was
Yeah.
like trying to bring in something new. So I would like look for characters like anime or even like just search on different kinds of characters and like, oh, okay, that person looks really nice. That person looks really cute or whatever, and try to see, okay, so where is this person from?
Hmm.
Where is it from a game? Is it from an anime? Is it from just a whatever? Is it someone else's creation?
Hmm.
And I got the Cosmode number 13, I think. And I remember looking at the cover, I was like, oh, this is something that I always wanted to do. And I still haven't done it,
Hmm.
but it's not complicated in any way, but it's a lot of sewing and it's a lot of time. It will take some time to make it, and it's something that I've told myself that that's something that I have to do one day,
Yeah.
and I don't know when I'm going to do it. It's basically a couples cosplay because one is a more as the picture at least depicts it. It's a girl and it's a guy. So I
Okay.
need someone to be the other person with me. It can be anyone. It can even be cross playing. It can even be cross dressing. It
Uh
doesn't
huh.
matter at all who
Yeah.
it's going to be. At least it looks better if it's two people at the same time.
Hmm.
So I really want to do that one, and I have asked Emmanuel from Puerto Rico as well if you want to do the female one, and he's like, "Oh, sure. I think it would be a lot of fun if we could do that." So,
Yeah.
but he has a project on his side, so
Yeah.
we'll see how we can incorporate our projects together at some point.
Yes. Yes. I mean,
Uh,
do you have like
yeah.
any females or any guys in Norway that would probably be willing to do that sort of thing, or are you just kind of like relying on people outside of the country?
Outside of the country.
Outside of the country,
Yeah, I
it's
think so.
well. I mean,
Zero.
I mean,
Yeah,
like, what we're going ahead?
go for it.
Oh no,
You're,
no, no! I was just gonna say, like, it kind of like brings me to the subject of some of the stuff that you've been addressing on Facebook as far as like Norwegian drag. I know that
oh yeah, that.
it's a slightly different take than what we have here in the States. Maybe I don't know if you're trying to say that.
Slightly.
Are you trying to say that like they're less fabulous or something? Or
Okay, Jean-Luc, I'm gonna go
spill
there. Um,
spill the tea on the Norwegian drag, Anthony. Let's.
let's see. Well, I don't. I've gone to one drag show and I really didn't like it in any way. I felt like it was more offensive looking at it. I was like, why am I here and why am I looking at this?
Uh-huh.
It could be that it was just a one show. The people that were doing it was the only one that was doing that kind of thing, or it's their kind of niche or shtick or whatever.
Hmm.
But I really didn't enjoy it in any way. It was like this Christmas show, and they were like showing pictures of uh, war zones and kids and in war-ridden countries on like PowerPoint presentation with like "Oh Holy Night" going in the background.
Oh my
With but
goodness!
people, yeah, exactly.
It's like a
In
Eurythmics video.
yeah, so it's like I was looking around, and people weren't, of course, weren't laughing. But I was thinking to myself, why are they showing this? What is the reason behind this show? And
Uh-huh.
it's more imitation. It's not like being a character yourself or doing something that you can say like, oh, that person is being himself or herself, whatever. Like
Mhm.
you are your own person. They
Mhm.
will more. I think they rely more on characters that they can make fun of or
Oh,
imitate.
okay.
And basically, I feel like people love it. Some people actually look at it and think that's so much fun. But I feel like I want to watch drag when it's there's of course there's different kinds of drags. Of course, I'm not
Mhm.
gonna get a whole bunch of drag queens on my tail. I know drag queens from around the world, and they're in different kinds of genres, and they do different kinds of things. But the way that they do it over here, I feel like it makes gays look like stupid people,
Mm.
or even make people, or even like just like characters, or even beings
Mhm.
just look stupid. And I just think that okay, there's one thing to be campy, but then there's another thing just being a complete moron on stage. So
Mhm.
I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to look at this. I feel like it's like looking at Mimi I'm first and thinking, oh my god, she says herself, I'm campy. I'm not trying to be a female illusionist. When I'm like, sweetie, compared to these people, I feel
Uh-huh.
it's just my opinion, not everyone else's. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate mail because of it. Keep them coming. Um,
So
but
let's just the subject headline is Mimi on
Mimi
first.
Ann first. I feel looking at Mimi Ann first, she's like a glamorous person or a glamorous drag queen when it comes compares to these people. That's what I feel. This is my opinion, of course, but
Uh-huh.
I'm not shady. But
But
I mean, if
it's
I
not to set Mimi at a certain point. It's just to
uh,
say that where she is and then Norwegian right here.
I feel this is my opinion.
Okay.
Dislike it, and it's fine. If you like it, you like it. I don't like it, and that's it. I
Uh-huh.
respect that they like it. Respect that I don't like it. Simple. I like a certain kind of drag, and that's what I go for. They want to go for something else, then go for it.
Hmm.
Simple. Accept me, accept you. I take you as you are, and you can take me as me, and we have harmony in the world.
Yeah.
Love. Perfect.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, I think that like especially over here, especially some of the shows that I've seen. We do have campy, but I think that overall, like you take somebody like a Kakasha, that she's
Mm,
uh you know
her, my
she's the
life.
character. Yeah, your Facebook wifey. She's the
Sorry.
she's the
Yeah.
character. She's the character of Akasha, but she's like giving you a woman. She's presenting herself as a woman in this, and even dressed up as Storm, or even dressed up as whatever. She's still like Akasha underneath. Like you believe in that character
Exactly.
versus somebody that's just a clown or something like that. I guess you could say. And I
Exact-
go on ahead.
What?
Did you say exactly or something?
I didn't say anything. I
Oh,
just
okay.
said, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Well, cool.
Yes.
So have you been following up with any other like tech news? Have you seen like anything come out of CES in Las Vegas? I know it just happened this past week, but
Yeah.
there's like a lot of tech that was announced. Like there was wearable tech, like new watches that you can just like have your notifications from your phone go to.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
Um,
like the next, then let's say like the new Samsung Galaxy Gear,
yeah,
Galaxy Gear. Yeah.
yeah. Or
Sounds, yeah,
yeah, I was even taking a
newer
look at some.
versions of it.
Yeah, I was taking a look at some of the highlights, like 3D printers, and even like there
Mhm.
was even sort of like the drones that people talk about now they have sort of like the consumer models where you can just I won't have to like look at my laptop. I'll just be able to like remote control with my iPhone and have my little drone copter in front of me, like hello, I'm
Exactly.
recording now. But yeah, and then like the curved televisions as well. What sort of things like as far as like advances like what sort of things, like, we're gamers, we deal with a lot of tech, we deal with a lot of gadgets and stuff like that. What are some of the things that you would like, to kind of like see like down the road as far as like advances in that sort of thing?
Oh, I think I was actually reading about this about Google Glass. I think the idea behind it is really cool
Hmm.
because it's something that's useful and fun.
Hmm.
And but people think that, oh, you look like a douchebag or like you look like a dipshit when you're walking around with it.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that. I think that um, I think the idea behind it will be really cool
Hmm.
because you can. I don't know if they're going to be implementing that as well, but I think there's a video that basically showed it. I don't know if it could be fake or whatever,
Hmm.
but if they can like implement the technology to go. I think they actually have it. Yeah, exactly. This whole technology that you can have it on, and you're walking around, and you want more information about something. Or let's say looking at the Eiffel Tower, it will
Yeah.
come up information about it. So you will actually have like this library with you,
Yeah.
like this lexicon or like this kind of encyclopedia with you wherever you go.
Yeah.
I think that kind of technology is really fun, and at the same time, I think these technology where things get more convenient and more fun
Hmm.
and more real life. I mean, I remember back in the day where the first, the episode one, The Phantom Menace from Star Wars came
Yeah.
out. There was this rumor from a friend of mine that said, "Oh, you know what I heard? I heard that they're going to be making all of these movies, and then they're going to be turning these movies into 3D,
Uh-huh.
and not kind of the 3D that we're like the 3D that is like a little outside of the TV or something. It's
Uh-huh.
actually like a hologram-ish effect
Yeah.
that they come out and they're like standing inside of your
Yeah.
living room with their sabers and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they could do a little more on that and with the TV, that would be amazing because that would be a lot of fun. I mean, I look at like with on my TV with the 3D, it's
Hmm.
like this button that I push to make it turn into 3D,
Yeah.
and the TV itself creates another vision or like this different kind of image, so it will interpret itself into 3D when you put on those glasses.
Yeah.
Um, and I searched for what is it called? The music group Genki Rockets from Japan, the ones
Uh-huh.
that made music for Child of Eden.
Oh
I
yeah.
love them. I
Yeah.
love them. Yes, I'm a huge fan of them. What is there not like about her, about the
Oh.
group and the music and the girl?
Uh-huh.
I searched for a video and I had made this 3D video
Hmm.
of one of her. At the time, there was just one, but later on, there was just more and more videos coming out. There was this DVD or something that came
Hmm.
out with all of her music videos turned into 3D. And
Yeah.
it wasn't the 3D that's like a little like this
Yeah.
on the side. It's like basically having two images on the side of this, on the side. So I turned
Yeah.
on, made it 3D, and it turned itself like this special kind of different kind of image than the that I'm used to
Okay.
having on the TV in 3D, and made the whole thing come out.
Oh
Like basically
wow.
everything came out. Like this fish, what is that called?
Like a koi fish or?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of fish it
Oh.
was, but let's see. What is the name of the music video? It's not Revive.
Hmm.
It's not Curiosity. It's the other one. Okay, I don't remember. She's basically just standing, dancing,
Yeah.
going in the sand.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it called? Oh, I don't remember. It's bugging me. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it must be for a Genki Rockets fan to think,
I know,
what song is it?
right?
It's gonna.
See, I'm such a horrible person. See,
No, no.
I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm a horrible gamer, horrible
Oh God, no,
Rockets
no, no,
fan.
no, 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 no. No, but have you seen, like, speaking of 3D? I mean, have you seen the like the Hobbit? Like when you saw it, like was it in 3D or um
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it with someone. I saw it with someone that wanted to see it in 3D, so I said fine.
Yeah.
I can't see films in 3D because it messes up with my eyes. I don't know why. I can't take having that kind of 3D in the
Oh,
cinema.
okay.
My eyes literally go inwards,
Uh-huh.
and I have to like focus my eyes like several times during the movie to make them go out and like focus. So
Uh-huh.
sometimes I'm just like, taking it off and just watching the movie
Yeah.
with all like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is so better. Why
Yeah.
am I seeing this in 3D?
Yeah,
So
I know. Well, the thing about 3D movies, at least right now, is like there's still so much like cheap ways of like showing you the 3D. Like even in The Hobbit, there was this one scene where they're like in a stable, and like bees just kind of fly out at you, and it was just like, oh, it's like, okay. Even if I was watching it in 2D, I could tell like this is the moment where I'm supposed to be like, oh wow, there's a bee in front of me.
oh yeah, that scene. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean in the stable with that shapeshifter?
Yeah, with the shapeshifter.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember that.
What
Yeah, they
was
make
it?
it. Yeah.
What was your opinion of the shapeshifter once he turned from a bear to a man?
In what sense? In what sense?
it wasn't. It
It was.
wasn't. It wasn't like. Well, I mean, I guess like you're a little bit more taken in by like the elves and stuff in that movie than any other creature.
You know me so well.
what,
Yeah,
what were
yeah,
your
yeah.
what were your favorite elf moments in The Hobbit?
Mm, well, first things first. Thranduil is, oh my god, he's such a sexy dyke. Oh my god, he's so perfect. That hair and that swag and that whole
Uh,
like the antlers and the leaves inside of it and those kinds of the whole facial um uh, the facial expressions, everything, and his pointing and his looking and those eyes. It was like, oh my god,
mhm.
why couldn't I be the person that he's talking to? But
Uh-huh.
I don't want to be in like an elven jail,
You
or
don't want to
maybe
be in elven jail.
that could actually be a fun thing. Anyways, um, I think it was interesting to see how Tario came into the film, and one thing that I found was a little humorous. I thought that it was actually kind of funny was the whole way that Orlando Bloom,
Mm.
he actually looks older in this film than he does in the first for the Lord of the Rings movie,
Yeah.
because he was like, he's in all of the three movies in the whole trilogy,
Yeah.
in every single film, and there he looks like a young kid because he was young back then.
Yeah.
But now it is like 10 years ago that the film came out, over
Yeah.
10 years, so of course people are going to look older, but
Uh-huh.
he looks generally looks older than he does in the first movie. So I'm like, aren't elves supposed to be like 4 or 5 thousand years old, and you're supposed to never grow old, or if you
Uh-huh.
grow, you just look more fairer and beautiful and all that. But he looks so old, and he's like
Uh-huh.
stubble. Everything was like basically shown. I don't know. It was probably because the quality of the film was very good,
Uh-huh.
and it was in 3D. I don't know
Uh-huh.
what season was, but other than that, the whole fighting scenes was good. The music was also good.
Mm.
Um, what more?
Oh, the dragon.
Uh, yeah, the dragon. The
Yeah.
dragon. Yeah, that was. I felt that went so long. In a way, I was like, I don't know what it was. I think that day I was really not having anything, so I was like watching that film on a very bad day or something.
Mm.
So I was like thinking, oh my god, is this film over yet? Because he was constantly talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. It was and he was having that whole accent and that whole attitude, and
Yeah.
it was very, at the first I liked, he has this the voice actor has a very good voice.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know, there's something about me and voice actors when they have a good voice, I'm like, ooh, I like this voice.
Uh-huh.
And he had a very good voice.
Uh-huh.
But at some point I was like, oh my god, is this film over yet? Because I am dying. So yeah, I liked the film. It was a
Uh-huh.
good, but I don't know what it was. I think it was too long or something, and
Yeah.
I'd grown too old or something because
Yeah.
I can watch the Lord of the Rings films and there's like 3 hours, and people around me are like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I cannot sit here for 3 hours and watch a film like that. I'm gonna
Uh,
tired." I'm just like sitting like this in front of the TV, and ooh, look at this, look at that. Like I literally have had a marathon of all three films, an extended
oh
version,
wow.
12 hours straight on.
Yeah.
It's mental.
Wow.
But that was back when I was young. Now I'm grown.
Oh
Now
my god. You're it's not that bad. You're not like a 40-year-old actress or something that I'm interviewing right now.
am I not? Am I not? Joking. Yeah.
Well, one thing that I wanted to ask you about, and I'm pretty sure that
Hmm?
you maybe you haven't caught this or anything, but I'll just kind of give you a little bit of background. There was a situation with a comedy troupe called Mega64, where
Mm-hmm.
in a recent podcast they do, and they kind of like, I don't know whether it's actually true or whether they kind of self-proclaim this, but they are sort of like the biggest video game podcast on the internet. So, and of course they have like plenty of comedy videos. It's kind of like Jackass, or if you remember that from back in MTV, but it's more like video game oriented. But
Yeah.
in
Back
one
in
of
the day.
yeah, in one of the back in the day, but for like one of their discussions that they had, there was a
Hmm.
bit of a rhetorical question. If like one of the guys, what would happen to one of the guys? How would he feel about his wife if she sprouted? And they say sprouted a dick, but I mean I'm just gonna say sprouted a penis or whatever.
Hmm.
But then they kind of go back and forth about that, and the question of like, well, whether I can, still, have sex with her, or still, have children with her, or anything like that. That was kind of thrown around. It was a kind of jokey manner or whatever. But there was one guy in particular that kind of was throwing buzzwords out there as far as like heteronormative and just kind of like in a mocking way. And the way that this came to my attention was Maddie Bryce from San Francisco. She actually tweeted about it, and she was like, "Oh, this is disgusting. This is kind of this is bad." And I looked at it and was kind of like, to me, it was a little bit of a gray area because it was just like one thing. I didn't know that there was sort of like this history behind all these comments. But what this guy, after the fact, I guess, this guy kind of like took to Tumblr, or in the history of what was going on, this guy took to Tumblr about talking about these transphobic or heteronormative or things like that, and talking about it, whether he was talking about it in a mocking way. And his response to it was, going out of your way to label others doesn't make them want to stop labeling you. As you get older, you understand that your dick situation, as he put it, doesn't matter to other people nearly as much as it does to you. And I don't think labeling yourself and others is the right way to help people see your point of view. And that was kind of like what kind of ticked off Maddie Bryce and a couple of other people within the trans community, sort of boiling down the situation of being transsexual to like whether or not you have a dick. So I mean, with that sort of background, and I know that Mega64, they were sort of a sponsor for GamerX. They did a promotional video before the show, and one of the showrunners said that he was actually kind of hurt because they actually did donate to the event, or other events as well, and because of the support that they showed, it was kind of hurtful that the community would have this sort of like this reaction. So with all that kind of in the head, I mean, where do we go as far as like providing a safe space for our community? Like, do we have to like look, when we have special events like this and we need sponsors, do we need to vet them better or anything like that to make sure that they have our best interests at heart?
I think, for personally, I think that people can have their opinion, but they don't have to be dicks about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's a doozy because at the same time we need, like for instance, a Gamer X. When I went there, I was blown away by how accepting and how like respective, like how respectful people were.
Mm-hmm.
How open people were, how including everyone was. Like
Mm-hmm.
regardless of where you come from, where you are, you have pink hair, like everything. Though you was like, okay, that's fine. You're one of us. It's no problem. There's probably something about you that we like. Like everyone in here is equal. All that. I think it boils down to the same thing that that one kid that's basically came out and said that the whole thing about gay pride has turned into this Lady Gaga pride
Mm.
because you're coming in and saying that, oh, I'm a bisexual, so I'm one of you people, and we don't need you, and you don't know, you think that just by making this Born This Way video and music, you think that you know us or you understand us. You don't understand us. You don't know who we are. You don't know how it feels to be bullied. You don't know anything about this. You're not gay. You're not allowed like this and that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that people can, um, again, people can have their opinion about certain stuff, about everything, basically, but don't be a dick about it and understand that there's certain topics that you don't joke about. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
But then it comes back to the whole thing about what is a joke and who is going to accept it. Just like with the F word that a lot of gay people don't want to hear, some people say, no, it's fine. It's okay that you can call me that.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, there's some other words that they don't want to hear that they can be called, but that word that not there's certain words that they don't want to be called.
Mm-hmm.
Just as much as there's certain drag queens that use it,
Mm-hmm.
and they just think it's a lot of fun, and there are people in the audience also think it's fun. So
Mm-hmm.
and it just comes down to the whole thing that it just boils down to the fact that people then come up and say, oh, well, it's not my problem that you're going to be upset about this because I'm just uttering my opinion. So there's always going to be this war between what is okay and what is not okay because different things mean different things, again, things to other different people,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I think, for one, I watched actually one of their videos on YouTube, and I feel at the same time there were this video. They were like constantly talking, making it sound like being gay was something wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and they were constantly bringing up the word gay sex
Mm-hmm.
and asshole and dick and about this person that was having some kind of number on a bill, like
Oh yeah,
bill.
the $100
Yeah.
bill.
It was $100 bill. Yeah,
Yeah.
someone had it around his penis, and he was gonna try and take it away with his mouth, but the person that was having this around his member was chickened out and turned away.
Yeah.
And he really wanted it, and they tried to make it sound like, oh my god, you're so gay because of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does that make you gay? And then he was like, oh, well, how are you going to do that when you're going to have a kid? You're not going to, like, if he's going to take off his clothes or he's going to go to the bathroom or you're going to give him a shower or whatever,
Yeah.
you're basically going to see it.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, but because of that, I'm not going to have a kid. And they were constantly going around over and over again. And I feel, for one, I feel like they were bringing up the word dick and asshole and gay sex so many times more than gay people they themselves do. And they were constantly saying, no, but I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight. I'm like, are you straight? Really?
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 Yeah. Really?
But I'm not gonna be shady in any way.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of the day, I think people can have their opinion, but don't be dicks about it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And I think that people should understand. It comes down to the whole thing about the whole hate mails or their negative criticism that GamerX gets and what Matt Kahn gets.
Mhm.
I've spoken several times with Matt, and I understand his vision because I think it's a beautiful thing that he's created because people think that we don't need to be represented. I feel that we are who we are, and if it's just the same thing about straight pride, that people say, I don't have a straight pride, so why are you supposed to have a gay pride, you know? But it's all about being including and understanding and being around each other and being with each other, because at the end of the day, I didn't feel like it was a bunch of gay people at GamerX. I
Yeah.
felt like there was just people that were there for similar reasons or similar interests.
Yeah.
That later on turned out, oh, they're gay. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Or like there were like a bunch of gay people. There were gay men. There were gay. There were like lesbians. There were like even transsexual people. There, awesome. You know.
Yeah.
So I feel like, why is it such a bad thing to create an event where they're going to be targeting towards these people, but at the same time to other people as well? You have like Sean, you have Lonnie, that were both straight people. I didn't know this because Sean was sitting alone, so I was thinking, oh, okay, he's gay. But later on, I was like, oh, he's actually straight.
Yeah.
So later, I found out why he came to GamerX. I actually asked him, like later on, and started like when we started getting becoming friends and started like doing stuff together. I understood that, oh, okay, that's the reason why he came to GamerX and why he's so passionate about giving back to the gay community.
Yeah.
Because of something that happened to him in a gay club that he was DJing in, with his wife being there and working in the bar. So he was like, oh, I met my wife there, so I want to give back to this community.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, that's such a beautiful, interesting, fun, and such a giving and heartfelt attitude of him to do something like this. So when it boils down, of course, there's going to be whatchamacallit, there's always going to be people that is not going to, they're going to be supporting us, but at the same time not supporting us.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing about with, I don't remember her first name, sorry about that, but I remember her name was something Greenleaf. She was one of the 3 women that won the Nobel sorry, that was a Norwegian word.
Okay.
The Nobel Peace Prize Award.
Okay.
It was 3 women.
Okay.
One of them later on came out and said, no, I don't support gay people. And of course, that just made a huge debacle and a lot of criticism against her, that how can we have given her the prize and given her this trophy and everything when she's going to be acting like this.
Yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to be a peace activist, you're supposed to be a human activist. Gay people are human as well. Why are you supposed to say it? Why? How did we come into your eyes, and how did we become such a negative thing in your eyes? What happened?
Yeah.
So I feel at the end of the day, it's a tough call, but as I don't know, it's a very difficult task, I feel, because at the same time you can't say, okay, I'm just going to have sponsors that is going to always support us.
Yeah.
But you're always going to find people that are going to be tiptoeing and saying something wrong. It could be that these people did say something wrong. It came out of context. It could be anything. But I feel that it's kind of difficult to find people that will support someone 100%. There's always going to be someone that's going to say, oh, I'm going to support you, but someday they say something comes out of the mouth, and it gets either interpreted or viewed in a negative way, or like, oh, you said it like this, you said it like that, just like with the Greenleaf woman. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's a very difficult because you can't just say, oh, I'm only going to go after people that are going to be genuinely supporting us. But then again, I think people that are going to be not supporting this whatsoever, you can't exactly expect Westboro Baptist Church to come and say, oh, of course, Matt, I'm going to give you money, of course.
Yeah.
That is not. They're like hardcore no.
Yeah.
But there's some people that are going to be, I'm going to give money and I'm going to. But later on, you have to understand that my opinion is that I support you guys, but this is my view. some people will even come up and say, I'm gonna give you the money, and then whoops, someday it just blurt out that, oh my god, I hate these F words
Yeah.
of gay people around the world, and
Yeah.
then everybody's gonna be like, excuse me,
Yeah.
what happened? You know?
Well,
So
I don't know what I don't know whether it's I don't know whether it's maybe it's and I don't want to speak especially for the trans community or anybody that that has been offended, or even for the person that made the gaffe or whatever, or the series of gaffes, and maybe you just showed his character. But I think it's also like very tricky when you're working with something like comedy, when you're joking about stuff, when you just say a random string of words just to like be absurd and just to like laugh and sort of like be in that area, like, and I know that you kind of like yourself, you kind of run against that as far as like maybe Facebook statuses or something that you might be a little bit more jokey than people might care to like accept or whatever. Like, have you ever come across that situation where somebody might have like overreacted to maybe a joke that you cracked or something,
oh yeah.
and thought that you weren't as great as as you are, to me, but
It's, let's see, it was a few years ago. There was this one joke that I saw came up on Twitter. Yeah, and then I posted up on Facebook. And back then, there was this one person that was very in my face all the time because he really wanted to know everything about, oh, how is it for a gay person to be gay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And people then had this idea that, oh, he's this person that is always going to be PC, politically correct, and he's always going to say the right stuff, never going to say anything negative, and never going to be a bad person or whatever. And people were laughing at that joke on Twitter, and I posted it on. It was nothing to do with gay people at all. It was completely something else. It was like something completely different.
Yeah.
And I put it from Twitter on Facebook, and I put it up there, and people. I think he was the only one that didn't like it. There was a few people that liked it, and I was like, haha, whatever. And then he was like, oh no, I didn't like this. And he even went on to say that you should know better. You should know with the kind of status that you have, that you're not supposed to joke about that kind of stuff. And I'm like, sweetie, come on. Sometimes you need to be able to make fun of something and then laugh about it. But again, as long as you're not going to piss people off, then it's fine. I mean, people joke about a lot of bad stuff, and they don't get any problems. But as soon as there's one thing, or I think it just boils down to what kind of person you are. If people know from the beginning that you are a person that is always going to be laughing and joking and all that, people are going to be like, whatever, that's that person. That person is like that. But if I'm not always going to be joking, and I say something that comes right out of the blue, of course some people are going to be offended. But if it's actually something very offensive, of course I'm not going to post it. I'm like, that's not funny, that's really offensive. And I'm not going to portray something that is offensive.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not going to constantly be worried that, oh, I've said this, or I said that. Of course I can even joke about gay people on Facebook or even on social media. And people think it's funny because there's one way of being funny, but there's another way of being offensive or being attacking, or like going towards people and saying, oh my god, they're so good, oh my god, like, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, just to kind of wind down here, I know that we're in the new year and everything. I know that you mentioned Infamous, the next one. I guess you already have a PS4, right? You already are part of the next gen.
Not yet.
I just have.
I'm gonna get it soon.
Yeah, I just have the Wii U over here, so I'm not really rocking the next. Well, I am for Nintendo fans. I am rocking the next gen with the Wii U.
You're losing all of your fans.
I know. Oh no! Now I'm gonna get the angry Nintendo nerds just like
one by one.
How dare you! How dare you! Wii U is next gen. Yes. Okay, but
yeah.
But anyway, apart from all that, I do. Apart from the next Infamous, like what other games are on your coming up soon list that you're just like, oh my god, I have to play that one.
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. Of course, I completely forgot to say that I've been playing Rain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And you said you
that
said
came
you said
out.
that was like a little bit like Limbo to you.
The ending gave me associations with it,
Hmm.
but there's nothing that actually came to like the ending, like the beginning of the ending. I
Yeah,
was okay, yeah, this is Limbo. This is something, something
yeah.
like that. But then at the very last of the game, with the whole closing credits and everything, I was like, oh, okay, so it wasn't that, or
Yeah.
was it? So I was asking people that, what were you guys thinking of this game? Could it be that it is something like that? Is it? Is it not? Is it just a child fantasy?
Hmm.
I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah.
Infamous 2, Watch Dogs, that Order 80, 1881, 1886.
Oh, okay.
Don't remember that, sorry.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea what that game company is making, but they announced last year that they're going to be making another game with that kind of feels.
Hmm.
So if it's going to be a game out of them, out of their studio, sign me up.
Yeah.
And of course, Super Smash Brothers, the new one,
Oh. You know
all of
what?
the new characters. No, that's a good game. I love
No,
it.
no, I'm not. No, I love the game. Don't get me wrong. I love the whole series and everything. I'm just going right now because of
Why?
one character. You know which one character.
Oh, because they didn't include the Princess Daisy.
Oh.
Nobody likes her.
I like her. Damn it.
Nobody likes her.
I
I'm actually
like
very
her.
excited. I was very worried. I was like, oh no, they're not going to include Zelda or Shake or something like that, or
Uh,
those people, because they need to be in the game. And there's a lot of fun people coming in. The Wii Fit trainer,
uh-huh.
Mega Man, if I remember, if it was yeah, the blue one,
Yeah.
and oh, who else was it? I was gonna
Oh, the Animal
be
Crossing villager and
Yeah, all of those people.
yeah.
So I actually think the roster is going to be. It's like, even for now, it's amazing. So I
Yeah.
can just imagine what kind of awesomeness and epicness it's going to be at the end of the whole and announcing and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, King DDD
Which
like
other games?
yeah. King DDD was just announced within the last couple of days. Actually, probably yesterday or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. And it looks like
Mhm,
they're gonna
yeah,
have
yeah.
like at least the ones that were in Brawl, in whatever this next one is going to be called. So yeah, it looks to be shaping up pretty well.
Yeah. And Nintendo announced that they were going to be making a game called Kirby for 3DS.
Hmm.
I'm really looking forward to it because the trailer of it looks so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really cute, fun, exciting game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
which other games?
I want just I mean I'm surprised that you didn't name
Yeah,
this like right off the top of your head because I
probably. Yeah.
really want that Dynasty Warrior Zelda mashup.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my god, that was just like that was something to me like I actually
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dynasty Warrior games are kind of cheesy or whatever like you just keep on pressing and just like do 1,000 hit combinations of like
Mm-hmm,
all these people but it's
mm-hmm.
just something about having Zelda and that Dynasty Warriors gameplay that is just like oh my god it made me like I got more excited for that one than I did for say Kingdom Hearts 3 because I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did
yeah, of
I
course.
did I say another thing offensive? How dare you?
No, 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 of course, no, no, no,
Are
no,
you
no,
are
no.
you are you
I
are you
completely
excited?
forgot about it
Are
because
you
I
excited for?
remember I I I remember going through the game of the second game. The
Uh-huh.
ending was like, oh, I was like completely in a mess, of
Yeah.
course, like I usually am. And I remember during the presentation last year,
Mm.
all of a sudden, Kingdom Hearts 3 comes up,
Yeah.
and then the entire audience was like screaming and yelling and everything. And
Yes.
of course, what happens? My feed and all of these electronics that I have, all of them just like beep off, like, "Oh my God, Anthony, did you see? Did you see? Did you see?" Or them posting a lot of pictures on Tumblr or
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, "Oh my God, the
Yeah.
entire world just blew up,"
Yeah.
and it's just like KH3 all over the place.
Yeah.
So
I
that's going to
will.
be a very fun game, I
I
think.
will say one thing about KH3 that I did find pretty interesting because I watched a breakdown of the trailer afterwards, and they were just
Mm.
like saying like yeah the rides that kind of appear like there's a pirate ship ride that appears or like at the end of it there's a train that you like go around the Titan on. They're thinking like that's like summons or something in the game. So if that's so, and the fact that like the Keyblade can change now into like a gun or whatever, there are some really cool features. I'm still a little bit more interested in Zelda than Kingdom Hearts, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Zelda is a classic, so that's something that you need to like.
Yeah.
That is how it is. It is what it is, and that's how it is,
Yeah.
basically.
Do you have any
Because
plans
Zelda
to
is Zelda.
Do you have any plans to
What?
play Link Between Worlds?
Uh, you know what? There's something about the game that I don't know why it reminds me of the. Of course, that's one of the games I'm really excited about as well.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the name. Of course. Oh, what was the name? Transistor? No.
Okay.
What is it called? Oh my God, what is it called? Transistor? Yeah, something like that. The whole trailer was like, oh my God, the music, it's perfect.
Uh-huh.
And then the whole green gameplay, I'm not so very fond of the whole gaplay like that.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like if I want to play a video game with Zelda, I need it to be on a bigger screen, not
Oh.
something like this. I
Oh, okay.
really can't do that kind of game that goes like this. I don't know why. I need it to be on a big screen or something.
Uh-huh.
So yeah. And have you heard about this? Have you heard about? Is this rumor true,
What?
or is this a rumor or just a fake something someone just posted to make people upset or something?
Uh-huh.
Are they making another game in the Dead Space franchise? No, they killed it off. They wanted to, but I think they killed it off.
Are you sure? I mean that's an EA game, so I mean I'm pretty sure like maybe they ended like that part of the story, but I'm pretty sure like later on it's going to be something that like in a Halo sort of a way where they sort of like this is the end of that trilogy and now we're going to start a whole other story. Maybe that sort of approach to it. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure like as in
it's just like with the Prince of Persia, oh, that's a few years back. The screen dump of a something that people have been saying. Oh my God! It seems like this is a new game from the Prince of Persia franchise.
Yeah.
It's a completely different prince. I think it's a black prince this time, and it's very Mesopotamian. Everything is like very different. So I don't know if it's actually Persian or if it's something else, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But for the love of God, I need new voice actors because the voice actors in the previous games have not been good.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. This is actually fun. This is actually a fun fact that I found to be very surprising that people didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Get this. Are you ready?
Okay.
In the game, right, in the Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, you have different scriptures and you have different writings on walls during the game, right? And people think that, oh, they're just making it more exotic, they're making it more authentic, it's Persian, it's all that. And it's like, no, it actually means something. If you read it, if you find someone that can actually read it for you, you can actually get clues how to do something in the game. Like if you're stuck some way, this actually is saying, I think it was in the bath, what is it called? The bath halls? Yeah, the baths. In the middle of the game, I think it was. In the middle of the game, you can go on this lever, and it says on the wall that jump on this hinge, that goes downwards, like this. You can hang off something and
Yeah.
push this down, and something's going to happen.
Yeah.
But on the wall, it says directly above it. It says something in Persian that it says, "Push this lever down, and something's going to happen."
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, something does happen.
Yeah.
Like downstairs, like on the beneath the castle, near the end of the game, you have this. You have to retrieve your sword again,
Mm-hmm.
and it like on the wall it says it says like the same sentence over and over again, Sultanati, 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 which means like the kingdom or the Sultan of Persia, the Sultan of India, high and mighty king, whatever, yeah, so on and so on. And King, what was it? Not King, sorry. Prince of Persia. What was that? Warrior Within?
Yeah.
No, was it?
Wait, no. Are you talking about the reboot?
Yeah, Warrior Within. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
I did not like that game. That game was so weird. It was. Oh god, that game just irritated me. It was no Persian, except beginning of the game. The girl Shadi, that's a Persian name. That's one reference to the Persian epicness, as you can call it. The Prince of Persia, Two Thrones. Babylon had statues of Zoroaster, the gods, the god for Zoroaster religion.
Like Mithra,
and you have the Mithra, and you have Mithras, and you have the head of the whole the head of the god with the shape of the body of a
the snake,
lion.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
lion.
Okay.
Yeah, not lion, tiger. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Oh my god. I'm so sorry for the Persian people listening. Sorry. I don't remember. Sorry, I'm such a bad person at this.
Well, I mean, just the fact that you have like such a you're able to like recall that much of it, and definitely, I could probably suggest to you just sort of like set up like a tip line or something like that. Do you need your Persian translated from Prince of Persia?
I was actually going to do it.
I was
actually going to the 2008 edition. With the whole Tree of Life, everything is Persian. Like this game is from the beginning to the end. Everything was like heavily based on the ancient religion of the Persian people, the Zoroastrianism. You have the Ormazd, and we call it Ahura Mazda, and you have Ahriman, which we call Ahriman.
Yeah.
And Ahriman, and the whole the war between them.
Yeah.
And when you use like Elika's compass, she's constantly saying stuff in Persian.
Yeah.
It's like people, oh, so exotic. It's like, no, she's actually saying stuff in Persian, like this way or show me the light. But of course, then again, they have some of the things that she says is wrong in a way because she's like, if she's gonna address a god, she says it in a wrong way because. When you're writing in or speaking in Persian, there's one way that you're like speaking, and there's another one where you're like writing. It's a very one way is a very formal one, and another one is very informal.
Yeah.
So she says like, for instance, what was it? There was one platform where she's supposed to fly, I think, and she says Esma Ormazd, which means in the name of Ormazd, but you're not supposed to say Esme. You're supposed to say the Name Ormazd because it's the more formal, grand way of addressing something or a god, or it sounds better. And in the Forgotten Sands, there was actually better Persian voice actors because they were actually speaking more formal. That was actually very interesting to see that they were actually they were talking authentic, formal way of like cursing or like being very angry, or the words that they were using was like that you would actually feel like, oh, okay, this is correct. And even the accent, the tone, everything, the dialect, everything was perfect.
Nice.
It was like literally someone was like authentic Persian people were actually being voice actors.
Yeah.
Could be probably because it came out at the same time as the movie, so they probably amped it up a little bit, something like that. I don't know.
Or they probably.
I don't know.
I mean, that came out after the reboot, right? So they probably would have gotten some feedback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
So. Yeah.
But mm,
Yeah.
the film,
All
that
right.
was
Oh.
yeah.
Wait, oh god. All right, yeah, we're just gonna get it. We're just like dig.
No,
We'd have a whole
yeah,
we'd have a whole show on Prince of Persia, but anyway,
yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and just like chop it off here. Anthony, thank
yeah.
you so much as always. You've been a big
Thank you for
help,
having me.
and you know, hopefully, pray for me. I'll be able to do this again next weekend with God knows who. It might be you again, or it might be Emmanuel, but we're gonna do this all over again. So.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Thank you so
Yes. Thank
much.
you so much
Big
for having me.
hugs. And yeah. Okay. Bye. All
Bye.
right.